When friends are not enough and you are struggling with depression, anxiety, or addictions, it's time to seek out help. Mental health is one of the most important building blocks to a healthy life. Tune into Counselors Chat every Wednesday at noon and listen to many topics that pertain to good mental health. With Ruth Altamura-Roll, a licensed professional counselor, as your host, you will learn about many facets of good mental health. Let's remove the stigma. Go to www.altarollcounselor.net for more information about my practice. And please follow me on Counselors Chat on Facebook. Remember, Counselors Chat every Wednesday at noon. I wish you good mental health.
Good morning. This is Jeanne Murphy, and this show is I Love New Jersey. Location, location, location. We are situated right perfectly in Hunterdon County between New York City and Philadelphia, and we want you to know all about our area in Hunterdon especially, and about the highlights of our assets in New Jersey. Today happens to be one of those days that's got snowy weather in the forecast. So snow likely before 4 p.m. today, then snow possibly mixed with snow and freezing rain with a high of 32. It's going to happen all day. Snow and freezing rain before 8 p.m. tonight, then rain with a low around 32. Thursday, chance of rain before 7 a.m. Otherwise, mostly sunny with a high of 52. Partly cloudy with a low of 29 on Thursday night, and then mostly sunny with a high of 45 on Friday. Partly cloudy with a low around 29 on Friday night, and then rain likely mainly after 1 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy with a high of 42 on Saturday. My guest today is Lisa Connor. She is a New Jersey real estate agent at the Weichert Flemington office. She's going to tell us all about her work, what she does best, and about what you should know about buying or selling in New Jersey right now. So stay with us. We'll be right back on I Love New Jersey.
Are you looking to get your message in front of a qualified audience through all the noise out there today? Consider taking an advertisement out on Hunterdon Chamber Radio, WHCR DB, the voice of business. Contact the Chamber today at 908-782-7115 or give us an email at info@hunterdon-chamber.org.
Okay, welcome back to the show. I'm Jeanne Murphy, and I thank you for watching in and listening in on the Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce radio station called I Love New Jersey. And my guest is Lisa Connor. She works at the Weichert office in Flemington, New Jersey. I met her several months ago. I just think she's an awesome real estate agent, and so we have her on today to talk to you about real estate in New Jersey. So Lisa, tell us about yourself.
Oh, hi, Jeanne. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Pull a little closer, loud.
Sure. I joined Weichert a couple of years ago because I fell in love with Central New Jersey and wanted to share our little gem with the rest of the state. And it is probably one of the best places to live in the state.
Agreed.
Yeah. So what I came from is a healthcare background, and I traveled all over the country and realized that I liked helping people. I liked putting deals together, and I said, how can I put this with my love of this area? And I found real estate, and it has been a wonderful way to spend the day.
So you, what parts of New Jersey do you sell real estate for?
Typically Central New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's best to focus on a couple of counties. If you go outside of those counties, you can water down your specialty and the impact you can have for your clients.
So let's talk a little bit about the current state of the Hunterdon County area real estate, and then we can maybe you can share some stories and some tips for buyers and sellers out there about what they could do if they're thinking of buying or selling.
Sure. Well, we have been busy. It has been a really busy winter season, and I think what we're finding is that we have two different types of buyers. There's the first-time home buyers, and then there's those that are buying their second or third home. And the inventory is very low. So if you're thinking of selling your home, this is a great time to put it on the market. We're really seeing a deficit in the probably mid-price range.
Can you explain that exactly what you mean to everybody?
Yeah, sure. So mid-price would be anywhere from that $250 to $450. Mm-hmm. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a little bit of land. It's really what everyone is looking for right now, and that's really where we have our deficit. Then there's the first-time home buyers who are looking for the 200 and under.
Yep.
A lot of fixer-uppers out there. We need them.
Yeah. No, so if you're paying attention, I've been telling you this repeatedly the last couple weeks, and I know if you're watching the show or listening to it, you know somebody who is either going to be getting married and needs a house, having a baby, wants to upgrade their house, do something, sell their house. What Lisa's saying is that the inventory of properties that are under $450,000 are not existent right now. So we have buyers coming into the area and we don't have properties to share with them, right?
Exactly.
So okay, so let's talk for a second about, can you explain a little bit about like what I've seen recently and what you're talking about with how much traffic and busy open houses are, people coming in. Where are they coming from?
A lot of them are finding the houses online, which about 95% of folks who are looking for a home first expose themselves to the property online.
Right.
Which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you have to come and see it. And open houses are a great way for folks who are considering a home, who are not working with a realtor, to kind of get a sense of the area and the layout of the house and maybe the street, the surrounding community. So the open house traffic has been very busy because folks are going online and looking at them.
Right. And when they go online, which we talk about this, I'm enjoying getting to know all the real estate agents in the Weichert Flemington office on the show. Lisa, again, Connors is one right here in Flemington. To see, like, just to explain kind of, I want to say defused, I don't want to say the bomb because that's a bad word in these, just to take a little the edge off these young couples, whatever age couples actually, that do go online, they see that there's an open house, and then they have to pull in the driveway, and they're all nervous because they don't know what's going to happen next and why a real estate agent is so important. So tell them about the process on your end when you're doing an open house and how you want them to talk to you.
Oh, absolutely. It's a low-risk way to expose yourself to the property and to learn about it. We're not there to necessarily sell the property. That day, we want people to feel comfortable so that they can explore the home. And our job is really to educate them about the property so that they can make a decision, is this the right home for me? Is this the right neighborhood for me? What else is around here that I want to explore? Most of us have an open house sheet with us.
Okay.
So maybe the house that they walked into isn't quite what they were looking for. So we'll guide them to another open house if this wasn't the good fit for them. So there's no need to be nervous. It's really not so much a sales event as an education event. That's the way I look at an open house.
Agreed. But what about, like, just to explain to those out there that they may be thinking of coming out to the area this weekend, any other weekend, the cost to come to an open house and to talk to a real estate agent from the buyer's perspective?
There is none. It's free.
Yeah, and explain it.
Well, I mean,
I think a lot of people, they don't understand that, and they are shying away. And I shouldn't say they are shying away. They're actually droves coming in. But I love to be able to explain to those people who are listening out there who have a young couple, that they know are looking for a home, and they don't have a real estate agent, but they are really, really great about identifying what they're looking for on Zillow or Trulia. So then they come into the open house, and there you are. Talk to these people and about what you can do for them without any cost.
We're a tremendous resource. I would use open houses to the best of my ability if I was looking to buy a home. It's kind of like taking a car for a test drive. You don't know until you're in it. And a realtor is there really, I say we're Sherpas.
You're Sherpas. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Because to me, buying or selling a home is a journey that is pretty stressful for most people. It's the unknown. You have a place you want to go. Either you want to buy a new home or you want to go to another. Maybe you're moving to Florida since we're getting snow today. And
yeah.
So it's anxiety filled, and our job really is to guide them through. And let them know, here's the steps involved. So I had a couple that came into an open house a couple weeks ago, and they fell in love with the home. And they wanted to put in an offer. And they looked at me and they said, what do we do? And that's my job, is to then help them, okay, great, now we're going to start the process. So I would say use your realtor. If you don't have one, if you meet one at an open house, if you're recommended to one, use us as a guide. We're professionals. We spend a lot of time educating ourselves on not only buying and selling homes, but the community.
All right, we're going to go to our first break already. It's already, 11:12 in the morning, and I'm Jeanne Murphy. This is I Love New Jersey Radio. Location, location, location. And if you're watching this, you probably know me, and you probably know that we really do love New Jersey. And Lisa Connor, my guest here from Weichert Flemington's talking about just being agented and a little bit about her being in the area. So we're going to go to our first break. Again, we'll be right back, and I hope you stay tuned.
Are you struggling to find the right person to stay in that critical role in your company? Trying to attract and retain millennials? Regional Personnel is your staffing solution. Located in Lebanon, New Jersey, Regional Personnel is an ASA certified, privately held staffing and recruiting firm providing you with everything from temporary to permanent employees. As ASA certified professionals, we employ the latest tools and techniques to find, screen, and present to you the best talent that fits your needs. The result? Access to top talent in the shortest time with the lowest chance of turnover. We guarantee it. So call Regional today at 908-534-8113 or visit us on the web at regionalpersonnel.com.
Did you know that 1 in 5 people are affected by mental illness? NAMI Hunterdon is the locally affiliate for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We are all volunteers, and all our programs are free of charge. We offer Family to Family, a 12-week course for families that have an adult member with a mental illness. Another popular program is In Our Own Voice, where individuals who are living with mental illness discuss their challenges and their progress in overcoming those challenges. Another course we offer is Basics, a 6-week course for families with a child or an adolescent who has experienced mental illness. We also have a monthly support group for families on the third Thursday of every month. Please call NAMI Hunterdon at 908-284-0500 for more information about any of our programs or to join. NAMI Hunterdon, the voice for mental health in Hunterdon County.
Are you looking to get your message in front of a qualified audience through all the noise out there today? Consider taking an advertisement out on Hunterdon Chamber Radio, WHCR DB, the voice of business. Contact the Chamber today at 908-782-7115 or give us an email at info@hunterdon-chamber.org. You're listening to WHCR DB, HunterdonChamberRadio.com. Brought to you by the Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business.
Hi, I'm Jeanne Murphy, host of Talented People Radio, produced by Mariah Media. Our show is fun, and we specialize on interviewing some of the most awesome people from around the world. Tune in and watch our live stream on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch past episodes. Talented People airs every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Join us for some fun. All right, welcome back to the show. I'm Jeanne Murphy. This show is called I Love New Jersey, and you know I do, okay? It's location all over the place. Location, location, location. As our Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce staff and the awesome president, Chris Phelan, and Michelle and Anna from the chamber here produce this radio station, and that's why we're here today. And so we thank them because they love Hunterdon. They love New Jersey, too. And then we have Lisa Connor from our Weichert office in Flemington here talking about her experiences and tips both for buyers, sellers, and she's going to get back into it. Right, you were just talking a little bit about sometimes first-time buyers or even just shoppers of homes go online, which is 95% typical, and then basically they come to an open house or two and they get to know the area. And you were specializing in not only the home but also the community. Love that. So give some tips on for the buyers. Again, anything you can come across in your mind that they may want to know. Why don't you explain a little bit about how easy it is to actually make an offer? But there's only about 7 things some buyer needs to do, but the paperwork is like this high because there's so many things that they have to look out for. So they need a real estate agent. It doesn't cost anything. You can get in touch with Lisa anytime, Weichert Flemington office. But then again, how easy is it to make an offer?
It's super easy. I just had a client call me this morning on the way over here because they want to make an offer on a property I showed them.
Okay.
Really, this is what we do. We make the process easy. There is a lot to do on our end. So when you're working with a realtor, our job is to get you the home at the price you want, when you want it, and as quickly and easy as possible. And a lot of that is eliminating the paperwork.
Yeah, pull your microphone closer to you. I want you to be
Sure.
loud on this.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No.
So really what you benefit from when working with a realtor is you have someone who is on your side. We are called agents for a reason. We are there to get your voice heard to the seller, what your concerns are, what your needs are, if you have any contingencies. And so making an offer for the buyer is so easy. We make it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you basically, what do you need? You need to have a pre-qualification. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so pre-qualification is super easy. You can go to your local bank. You can work with a mortgage broker, depending on where you are. Weichert has one in our office. Ed is fantastic. I refer all my clients to him that are looking to do a mortgage and don't have someone, because he really helps them understand the steps that are involved, collecting their information, getting their approval, or if he can't, giving them tips to do credit rehab. And he has successfully helped so many of my clients who were unsure to know really what their buying power is.
Wait, I want everybody to make sure you heard what she said. Okay, so say you're out there and you know of a couple, or you yourself are interested in perhaps looking at a home this year. Most importantly, more than anything, you need to talk to a mortgage broker or your bank and get pre-qualified. Now, that could be done over the phone. It doesn't take 5 minutes, actually. The person will tell you if you actually have the ability to purchase and what amount you'll be able to buy at, or, like she said, if there's a credit issue, you have enough time to go back and understand with their hand-holding how to fix it in time to be able to buy the home. So don't wait to get to the house. Go get a mortgage banker. And again, Ed Morris in the Flemington office of the Weichert real estate agent can help you, or you could just find your own mortgage broker. But you need to do that because you can't really make an offer anymore without that pre-qualification. So next, go ahead.
Okay. and just going back to the credit rehab, it can be daunting, and people can get emotional when they don't get their pre-qualification. I have seen so many success stories where you take a couple of months, you work with the folks that are on your credit report that are an issue, you do what needs to be done, and then you can get your home.
Yeah, and they're right now, another thing I know that's going on is that when I used to sell real estate a long, long time ago, you didn't hear very much about FHA or VA or anything like that, but nowadays it's very common for FHA loans to be approved for those who don't have perfect credit, especially first-time home buyers. All kinds of different products.
I always tell everybody I am here as a real estate expert. When it comes to the mortgage,
Send them over to the mortgage guy.
I love having someone who knows all of the different programs that are available. I just learned about a 203K for FHA. So if you want to buy a house that needs some rehab and you're a first-time home buyer, there's a 203K that you can use with it. So a mortgage broker is definitely my best friend. They take care of the clients and help them with their finances.
And again, you can find your own, or you can just call the Weichert office, and you could, talk to a mortgage broker. But the mortgage broker will keep confidential your situation if you want it confidential. You can tell them to get in touch with a real estate agent if you've already identified one, or you can actually have it confidential, and then you'll know when you're approved to buy it. What a point. Like you said, the success stories are so great. But you have to think ahead if you're a buyer, because you're going to need it when you make your offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we don't work as mortgage brokers, but we are friends. Like I said, they're our best friends because we need to have them, and they need to have guidance, like you say, Sherpa, for their clients too. So go ahead. So then, okay, so what happens after that? So they get pre-qualified and they have an idea of what they can look for, and you know that they're approved for this. So that gives you the ability to present this to the seller.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
What else do they need to know?
For
a contract, for an offer.
Well, I mean, really, what they have to do is there's paperwork that's involved. We create an agency relationship. We put together the offer. It sets the terms. So maybe someone can't close on their house until their kids are out of school.
Okay.
We're going to let the seller know. So the terms are really going to support the financial offer, saying, I wish to buy your home, but these are the things that I'm bringing to with the offer. And so that the sellers know that, okay, I have a qualified buyer, they have a very good offer, they have a house they need to sell, so they can't close until the end of June. And so once the seller receives that, they're going to look at that and say, is this an offer I like? And really, that is the role of an agent, is to deliver information. We're not there to make the decision. That ultimately is on the buyer and the seller. We're here to help bridge the gap and guide, but really when it comes to accepting an offer, they're going to look at the total package. Is sometimes we get into multiple offer situations.
Oh, this is interesting. Go ahead, tell.
I had a client who last week, this is the worst part of my job, having to call a client who lost on a property, and it happens. And I think this is one of the things as an agent we need to counsel our buyers on, because we have a lack of inventory. This particular property had 8 offers, and she did a very good offer. She had no property to sell. She was flexible on her close, but she didn't get accepted.
And was it above the asking price?
It was.
Because it was eight bids? Yeah.
It was.
So go ahead.
So the seller decided to go with another offer. And unfortunately, this is what happens. It's the hardest part when a client can't get a property. So that's the other thing that I try to work with my buyers on, especially if they're first-time home buyers, that there's a process that's going to get you into the home.
Yeah.
And we are not in control of all of that.
Right.
So there may be ups and downs.
Yeah, but the one thing, everybody out there listening, and so, and again, don't forget, I'm Jeanne Murphy. This is I Love New Jersey Radio here at Hunterdon County, and my guest is Lisa Connor from the Weichert Flemington office. It's important that everybody realize how easy it is to make an offer. And then also, I wanted to talk about the for sale by owners too, and the buyer relationship. Because you mentioned that basically when you're ready to make an offer, you just need to know when can you close, how much do you have to put down, how much can you afford. And you could talk to an agent, and then there's no cost to it. So then, say that you have now established this relationship with these guys who came into an open house that you are representing as a buyer agent. Talk about that agreement for a second, and then also about the for sale by owners.
Okay, sure. So a buyer agreement is basically allowing us to act on their behalf. And it determines whether, when someone asks, are you working with a realtor?
This is very important.
The line in the sand is if you've signed a buyer agreement.
Yes.
That gives me the authority to negotiate on your behalf, to speak on your behalf. You've told me things in confidence that stay between us, so that I can do what needs to be done on your behalf. When it comes to a for sale by owner...
Wait, let me just add one thing, because it's so important. Yes. So what I also want to mention to you is, okay, say you're out there and you have signed a buyer agency agreement, a buyer agreement. So you have someone representing your best interests. At this point, when you walk into an open house, which you're totally encouraged to do, if some other real estate agent asks you if you're working with an agent, you say yes, because that is protecting the person protecting you. You can go out and see as many open houses as you want, but you just have to make sure you understand that the loyalty between the agent representing you, as Lisa does with her clients, that you should be doing the same thing. It's very simple. You go back to Lisa after you see the open house and you say, I went to this open house and I absolutely loved it. That's good. We want you to do that, right?
Absolutely.
It's just that when you go into that house and when that agent says, "Hey, can you sign in? Are you working with an agent?" That's when we as real estate agents, Lisa's here because she's so good at it, you sign in and then you let them know that you have an agent relationship, because that way you just keep the business focused on you, which is what we do. But Lisa, you do it extraordinarily well.
Thank you.
So.
And I think it's fair.
It is fair.
It's
And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So the only reason I'm trying to clarify it is because when you guys are out there, and I know you have people that you're going to send over our way, the most important thing to do is know that when they are not working with an agent, they need to be. And then they need to be loyal to the agent, and then basically the whole process can be handled with a long relationship.
Absolutely.
And including the for sale by owners.
So they're a different group.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Now pay attention. We're talking about buyers going to a for sale by owner. We just talked about buyers going to an open house with a real estate agent listing. Talk about when a buyer sees something on Zillow and calls on a for sale by owner.
So a for sale by owner is typically someone who wants to try and give it a go on their own.
Right.
They have a house to sell, and they think, oh, this is easy. I'll just put it on whatever website, and here we go. Unfortunately, a lot of times the sellers don't realize what they're in for. And that for lack of a better word, ignorance can spill over to the buyers because they don't know how to present the property to the buyers. Especially here in Hunterdon County, we have a lot of septic and well. There could be underground oil tanks, all of these things that we as agents are trained to help educate our buyers. So if you have a buyer who stumbles on a for sale by owner, typically there's no paperwork in place to protect anybody.
Right.
So anything you say can be used against you.
Pay attention.
And you can reveal something to the seller in error that when you come to the negotiations, you hear your words back.
And it happens all the time.
All the time.
Always say, slip of the lip sinks the ship. And it happens with the sellers and the buyers, right?
Absolutely.
The sellers, too. The sellers think that their house is the most amazing house in the world, so they put it on a price that they don't even know is real, and not to knock them, because I do the same thing. But when it comes to the backbone, like the seller disclosures and all the things, the well that's responsible for the seller, things that the real estate agent knows about. But if a buyer walks in, say that they actually saw a for sale by owner and they gave it a shot, they gave it a call, but they were under contract with you as a buyer agent. What happens then?
No worries. Call me. Call me. I love that. I recently did that. I brought my buyers to a for sale by owner because I thought the house was perfect for them. So I called the for sale by owner and I asked, are you cooperating with agents? And they said, that depends. And I said, I have buyers that like your house. Can we come by and see it? And we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So now just to explain again to you, if you're out there and you have a for sale by owner property, first thing is that you should call Weichert Lisa and list it, because we need properties in Hunterdon County. And I know if you're waiting, because we keep talking about this because you don't want a picture out there, or you can give it a go yourself or someone. If you're for sale by owner, there are buyers out there that will not call you because they're just not going to do it because they know how these deals fall apart. But also, if you're a for sale by owner and you get a phone call from a real estate agent asking you if you'll cooperate, that just means that you know you're going to end up listing it if you don't sell it anyway. So instead of paying the full commission to a real estate agent, they're asking that you're going to pay for them to bring the buyer. And now, when it goes back to the buyer agreement with you, if the couple that came into your open house signed the agreement with you, they don't have to pay anything if the seller cooperates, correct?
Absolutely.
Again, and you want them to, like you did. You took them there last week or so because the seller did understand that at some point they were going to list, so they might as well take half and allow an agent to bring someone in. But at the same time, the seller needs to be protected, and the buyer is being protected by having the real estate agent represent them again to the for sale by owner. So if you are a buyer out there and you've signed a buyer agreement, don't be afraid of a for sale by owner. And if you haven't taken the time to talk to Lisa or your real estate agent about it, then I think you should. And so that's about it on buyers, right?
Absolutely.
So what about sellers? And staging is one thing. You talk about beginning from the beginning. Say someone's sitting there listening right now going, I am a for sale by owner, or I am getting ready to sell. What should they do?
Okay, so if you are a for sale by owner, one of the things that you need to do is put a seller's disclosure together. It's really going to protect you and your buyers on the condition of the property. This is one of those items that we as realtors look for. It gives an idea of how old the systems are, how old the roof is, how old the septic is, all of the things that go along with buying a house. That would be my first thing. You also want to know, someone walking in your house, can they afford it?
Yeah, and that's no joke about people who actually just show up off the street, kind of like just trying to check it out, which happens all the time.
You don't know who just came in your house.
And that they could even afford it, yes.
We qualify and screen people that we bring to properties. So you could have someone coming into your house that has no reason being there. So that's my advice for someone who's considering doing a for sale by owner.
And again, I just want everybody to know, because it's so important that you understand. Right now, this is the month of February 2019. I know these exist forever, but just paying attention to the date around here in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, at least, Central Jersey, if you are thinking of putting your home on the market in a couple months, you're actually doing a disservice to yourself if you're thinking of selling or for sale by owner, because like everybody else who's thinking of putting it on then, later you're not going to be able to have perhaps the same amount of buyers without inventory. It's that supply and demand all the time. So when you're, okay, go ahead, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The market is definitely waking up. It seems early, but we never went to sleep.
Yeah, that's great.
Really, I
Cute.
mean, there's so many buyers. So I would suggest, if you're considering selling your home, have your listing consultation with your realtor now. There's things that you need to do to get the house ready. You have to figure out when you want to move, where you're going to move, how you're going to move, what things need to be fixed in the house. So we'll get into staging in a moment, but all of these things take time. There's photography that has to happen. Sometimes you have to paint some rooms. So it's definitely a good time to start talking to your realtor about listing.
What about if somebody just wants to talk to you about listing, but doesn't really think they're ready to actually do it because they're so afraid of what you might say that they have to do in order to do it?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
We don't bite.
And time is money in every way, shape, or form. So basically, if you have a second and you're thinking about this, do something productive for yourself. Call Weichert, call Lisa, whatever. What about, there was something I want to ask you about this. It had to do with, do something to explain a little bit about the Weichert company for a second, because I know you've got so much experience on, I do work at Weichert, as you know, but go ahead. I don't know as much about it as you do.
Well, Weichert is a fantastic company because it's a global company. It's family owned for over 50 years, which a lot of people don't realize that we are family owned. Jim Weichert and his son James are up in our headquarters in Morris Plains. They come to work every day. But one of the things that I really like about Weichert is 24/7 you will get an agent. We have a welcome center that receives calls from buyers or sellers, and they connect us directly to an agent in about 3 minutes. A lot of other companies, that takes about 15 hours on average.
And Weichert's rated like #1 in a lot of different categories for awards, as far as anything that someone sees on like a Zillow or a Trulia, which they don't understand a lot about. Weichert is right up there on top, one of the biggest partners with these different companies, because that's where it all goes back to, is real estate and brokers and online platforms, right?
Yeah,
they're all in the same. Because I want everybody to understand, sometimes they think that Weichert is a competitor of Zillow's or a competitor of Trulia in a way. Understanding that there's a dance going on, but there's also Weichert is a very prominent online site. So when you're talking about listing a property, when a seller says, "I need to understand this better. How am I going to list? What am I going to get from Weichert that I don't know what I'm doing?" I guess that's my question.
So one of the things that Weichert has is a very strong internet strategy.
Okay.
So as an agent, we customize our marketing plan for our sellers, and we capitalize on what Weichert is doing globally. They spend about $13 million a year for internet.
Okay.
So when you do,
so impressive.
it really is.
It is, yeah.
When you do a search for property, Weichert is on the top.
Right.
The search engine optimization is very much a part of there, and we are partnered with these, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, all of these sites, because we know that's where people are going. So we want to partner with them, and that's why when they go over from a Weichert property, it brings them to Weichert.com, and it brings them into our welcome center. It's very seamless.
Yes.
And it's done very well.
And the reason I'm bringing this up again is because we're talking to Lisa Connor here from Weichert, Flemington, New Jersey, about, it doesn't matter if we just went through quite a bit of information if you're considering being a buyer, or if you are a buyer, get in touch. But if you're a seller or considering selling, I just wanted her to have a couple seconds to talk to you about the capabilities of Weichert, and why, if you're online at all and you're looking to sell your property, don't really hesitate. Just call, get a consultation, and she'll be able to help you on what it is that you might need to do in order to sell your house. So we have about 6 minutes left between now and our last break, and then we have about 10 minutes. So for sellers specifically, when you go into a listing situation, what are the things that you would suggest to them, and talk about staging and everything else?
I think the seller's consultation is a chance for me to understand who they are, their property, what they're looking to achieve, and when. It takes a while for that to happen. So I would say carve out a little time. Sit down and have a cup of coffee. Let me see your home. The biggest thing that's going to happen when you are going to sell your home is you are going to take it from being a home to a house. I am going to take that house and package it as a product to the market. Really, that's what that initial conversation is. Let's figure out what we're working with. Let's figure out your goals, what your needs are, and how we can work together to get this house sold for you.
So give us an example of somebody that you walked into their home who was kind of like, I am going to do this, but I really need you to know I'm a hoarder. My basement is a mess, and I have blue and pink and purple colors on all the walls. And I want the top dollar. I want the highest amount of money available anywhere in Hunterdon County.
Yeah, that never happens.
Okay.
Yeah. We walk in and every house is, neutral colors, perfectly clean. Sure,
yeah.
It never happens. Mm-hmm. Really what that comes down to is understanding their capabilities for getting the house ready.
And not to be sensitive to anything that you say because you're only looking out for their interests.
Yeah, some folks can get the house ready and others need help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my bag of tricks comes.
Oh, bag of tricks.
I have a bag of tricks. Well, there's folks that are here to help depending on the condition of the property.
Mm-hmm.
Habitat for Humanity has a store in Manville that I recommend for folks to donate their furniture. I'm part of the...
So nice.
I'm a part of now we're CORE. We used to be HSAR, now we're CORE, so we're a bigger group. But I am the co-chair of the Community Outreach Committee. One of the things that we do is we build HUD homes,
Mm-hmm.
and we work with Habitat for Humanity. So if you're looking to get rid of furniture or household items, in addition to all of the other folks that will come by and pick it up, there's a wonderful store in Manville that is looking for items to help their folks out. So
Declutter.
yeah.
Humanity right there in Manville, you said.
Yeah, Habitat for Humanity
Habitat.
has a store in Manville that you can bring your items to.
Yeah,
and it's
now's
terrific.
the chance. Now's the time. It's get rid of it.
Yeah,
Start packing, as they say.
Yeah, we spend our entire time in a home,
Mm-hmm.
making it ours, bringing in these items that we cherish, that are extensions of our personality,
Yes.
and they
So
serve
well
us well.
said.
Right,
Mhm.
they serve us well.
Yeah.
And now we have to look at that item and say, am I going to pay to move it? Is it important enough for me to do that? Or is it time for me to release it and have a new home? And that's really the hardest conversation for someone who has to take their home and turn it back into a house.
Well, my mother is a perfect example of this, and my people out there know my mother. She is like obsessed with photographs of the family, grandchildren, everything else, right? So basically, she's selling her house. So it's been like this thing. But I have to tell her, you have to get those pictures out of the way of the fridge. You have to take them off. I mean, she wants the cookie jar, the salt, the pepper, the coffee, because she's an old time person, I love it, but you got to get it out of there. Because when the person walks in to buy the house, they get distracted looking at these pictures and things, and they're like, oh my God, I can't even see the room. So you got to get it out, right?
You're going into my passion area. I am a certified home stager.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so it really, there's just to introduce what that means. There are several different types of stagers.
Okay.
Most people, when they think of a stager, they look at these big fancy magazines, these multi-million-dollar houses, and they think, I can't spend all that money with all this fancy furniture.
Right.
What am I going to do with mine? So on and so forth. And they get into a spider web.
Mm-hmm.
So the type of staging that typically happens is that we use the items in your home. And we work with you to, like you said, declutter.
Okay.
And sometimes it's a matter of just rearranging what you have. Then there's the house that is vacant.
Oh, okay.
Studies have shown houses that are staged sell quicker and for more money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're considering selling your home and it needs to be vacant, you can do a furniture rental, or It's not cheap for the realtors, but there is virtual online staging that can be done. And what's nice about that is it can show the room vacant, and then we can overlay furniture into it to give the buyer an understanding of what the room may be used as. One of the things that we have learned in this industry is that buyers have no imagination. They will look at a room and they will not understand its use.
That's quite interesting. And I also believe that there's the generational, the technology and what's going on with, like, I hate using the word millennials because they hate being called millennials. I don't know if you know this or not, but it's so funny. We were doing a women's forum group. This is so important for everybody. It's driving me crazy, by the way. Every time I hear someone talk about the word millennials, I'm like, oh my God, we have to get that out of our vernacular, because there was a study done on a group that was one of the largest corporations in the area here for like ongoing couple years, right? And the feedback came from the consensus of the group saying that, and this was a study, don't call us millennials. We are not like something you put on a stage at the zoo. They're like, we are people, we just do things differently because our age has called us out to do things differently. So just like generational change, whatever. Anyway, just a tip. So anyway, those people in that certain different generations, and there's even more as we go along, they shop differently. So online shopping, and like you say, people don't have any imagination, but there are people who are used to doing things one way and another. So I do think that virtual staging thing is a really cool thing, because if someone out there is like thinking, oh my God, my house is vacant, no wonder it hasn't sold, they need to get some furniture, there are options.
There are options. One of the things you also want to consider before completely vacating your house is to check with your homeowner's insurance.
Oh, yes.
Some homeowners' insurances won't insure a vacant home. So you may need to leave some furniture and items there, which will help you in the process of selling anyway, but just something else to consider.
That's a huge tip there. I hope you paid attention. If you're out there and you have a vacant home for sale, you might not even have homeowners insurance on it right now. So call Lisa.
Yeah, check with your insurance. It could be something that's not covered.
All right, we're going to our break here. I love New Jersey radio here on Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce. We actually love Hunterdon County, but we do know that this state is halfway between Philadelphia and New York City. We've got the shore, the Poconos, whatever you want, and we don't have any houses to sell. So please get in touch with us. We'll be right back.
Did you know that 1 in 5 people are affected by mental illness? NAMI Hunterdon is the locally affiliate for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We are all volunteers, and all our programs are free of charge. We offer Family to Family, a 12-week course for families that have an adult member with a mental illness. Another popular program is In Our Own Voice, where individuals who are living with mental illness discuss their challenges and their progress in overcoming those challenges. Another course we offer is Basics, a 6-week course for families with a child or an adolescent who has experienced mental illness. We also have a monthly support group for families on the third Thursday of every month. Please call NAMI Hunterdon at 908-284-0500 for more information about any of our programs or to join. NAMI Hunterdon, the voice for mental health in Hunterdon County.
You're listening to WHCR-DB, HunterdonChamberRadio.com. Brought to you by the Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business.
I'm Andy Ross. I'm chairman of the Ambassadors Committee of the Chamber. As members of the Ambassadors Committee, we contact new and renewing members of the Chamber to get their feedback on their Chamber experience and make them feel more at home with the Chamber.
Hunterdon Chamber of Commerce, building business, one business at a time.
Advancing Hunterdon is an ever-sharp focus on the growth and prosperity of Hunterdon County's businesses. Advancing Hunterdon engages businesses within and throughout the county that are responsive to a call to action as the next chapter in business success. If your business and organization wants to get engaged, contact the Chamber today at 908-782-7115 or give us an email at info@hunterdon-chamber.org. Advancing Hunterdon, a roadmap for economic growth for the business community of Hunterdon.
Hi, I'm Jeanne Murphy, host of Talented People Radio, produced by Mariah Media. Our show is fun, and we specialize on interviewing some of the most awesome people from around the world. Tune in and watch our live stream on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch past episodes. Talented People airs every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Join us for some fun. Nobody else is. All right, here we go. This is I Love New Jersey, and I do. I'm Jeanne Murphy, and I always believe it's location, location, location. I am a resident of Hunterdon County. I've been here for way too many years. I am a real estate agent with Weichert, but I love Hunterdon so much, and I want you to know this show is focused on I Love New Jersey, but it is really kind of micro-focused on the Hunterdon County area. And my guest today is a colleague from the Weichert office in Flemington, New Jersey. Her name is Lisa Connor. And you can see how educated, adorable, and skilled she is. So if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, I want you to know that I have her on for a reason. I really like her. And
Thank you.
She does a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. So you were talking about staging and for sellers and stuff. Let's go back to that for a little bit.
Sure. So I think one of the things that you need to do if you're considering selling your home, besides having us come in and do a listing consultation with you.
Free listing.
Of course, is really take a look at your surroundings. We tend to look at our home, like you said earlier, it's the best home, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, it is the best. it's the best of the best.
Of course, and it's worth far more than anything else out there. But really what my job is as a stager is to have you look at it through a new lens. That lens is the buyer's lens. And it's what the market is going to respond to, what the market is looking for, and not your personal taste or preference.
I want to just jump in. I know it's so important that you heard that. I have a joke. I am literally that person that you're talking about. And you know me if you know me. I am psycho, like delusional about my house. I am completely psycho. I just think it's so awesome. I walk around talking about it. I name it all the time, blah, blah, blah. My mother-in-law, she literally always goes like this because it's an old house, 1846. So she basically looks at it through the eyes of, my poor son has so much work to do around here all the time. I'm like, huh? No, I could just picture it. As a seller, we do understand this as agents. But go ahead, sorry. I just think it's funny because it is true. We love our houses.
It is true. So here's a free consultation for anyone considering selling their house from a certified home stager.
Okay.
Number one, declutter and dig in. Don't be afraid to pack things up. Buyers like actually when they see boxes in the garage. It tells them that you're serious.
It's like subliminal. Like they're thinking, wow, maybe they'll actually move. Yeah, it's good. They're really moving.
Yeah, or get a pod.
Yeah,
Leave
or
it
get
in your
a dumpster. In my case.
Yeah. Well, that comes to the second part.
Oh, okay.
Clean like you've never cleaned before. Make it a deep clean. Look at all the nooks and crannies. Take off things. Go to places you never cleaned in the 20 years you were there.
Yeah. I was with a buyer couple days ago, and literally the house was so clean, but there was like this lead paint things just on chips on the floor, and they were looking down at the floor more than anything else in the house. They just like lost interest the minute they just saw a couple little things. It was just like, oh, why didn't they think to clean that up? Sorry.
And it's okay. And we have a relationship with our home. Mm-hmm. When we live in it, we love it, and we think it's okay the way it is. What you're doing now is you're pulling away from that home. So it's hard to say, well, why would I want to invest in all of this activity? And cleaning is one of the worst. But if you don't do it, like you said, your buyers, when they walk in, can see or smell something,
Ugh.
which gets us to the next part of your cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Our fur babies are the best. I have fur babies. They are everything to me, but they can leave an odor.
Oh, yeah. My dog is just like Vicky's, 14 and a half, carpet.
Yeah. So if you've been wondering if there's a pet odor in your home, ask your realtor when they're there. Because really that's something, if we can smell it, somebody else can smell it.
Absolutely.
I think there's that commercial about being nose blind. That's really what it comes down to, is that we've accepted scents and things around our home that we think are okay.
And the thing is, you're wanting to get the best price for your house. and you've taken it so far to know that you're going to move, and you've talked to a real estate agent. So now you've got to trust what the real estate agent's telling you to do to get your house sold faster. And don't take it personally. It's not personal.
It's not.
No.
It's not. Which brings us to personal items and home decor.
Okay.
If you have wallpaper on your walls, it is going to be a turnoff to 90% of the buyers. So what you've done is you've taken your funnel that could be wide and you've narrowed it. To give you a perfect example, I just sold a home last year that had 6 out of the 10 rooms wallpapered.
And you sold it?
It was 30-year-old wallpaper, and yes, I did sell it.
Congratulations.
But
that must have been hard.
But no,
Oh.
because
Oh, the one person happened to like wallpaper?
no, they listened to me and they took down the wallpaper.
It's like playing a game. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. That's good. So they took it down.
So
And it was worth it for them to do that because basically you made it the bigger funnel.
It was a completely different home. It took about a week because there was 30-year-old wallpaper in 6 rooms. They hired someone, they came in, they took it down, they painted the house a neutral color that was light and bright and clean, and I sold that house in 3 days.
Woohoo! I want to make a joke. I know my friend Ann Thornton from MSI Plumbing and Remodeling is watching because she's a loyal fan. Thank you all, actually all of you for watching too, but I can just imagine what Ann's thinking right now. You know what I'm saying? Because my house is like completely 100% wallpaper back. And but that's okay. I know.
You can call me when you're ready to
yes,
sell.
I will, but I'm not selling. Okay, God, I love 100 and too much. Okay.
So it's something that you need to take care of. And I'll never forget, I was sitting in the kitchen with the buyers. They were such a cute young couple. They had been lost out on 2 other houses. They put offers in. They fell in love with this home. They were there with the parents. They were looking at things. And she said, you know, if the wallpaper was up on the walls, I never would have bought the house.
They can't see through it.
They can't.
And it definitely does. It's totally, and the house can be, with the wallpaper off, it can be a whole new, brand new, updated looking house. It's just like up to them. All right, you only have 2 minutes left, so what do you want to talk about?
So I think the other thing too, as realtors, one of the things that we advise our clients on is please remove your personal items. You were mentioning photographs. They're great to have, but not when you're selling your home. Religious items, political items, anything that is uber personal.
Yeah, and make the bed. That's what you said yesterday.
Please make your bed.
Really, that is very important. And you're absolutely right about the fact that you have to remain kind of the most neutral person in the world, not only the house, but because what you're saying, your personal items tell a lot about you. So if someone walks in and sees something, if it's religious or politics or something, they're going to take notice of that, and it could just go the wrong way for no reason.
It's a distraction.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is you want to remove distractions. You know, horizontal surfaces are where most distractions lie. Because you want the person to look all the way around the room, and when we land on a distracting item, it doesn't serve the room well. So
this is your specialty in this staging thing, you can tell.
Yeah,
It's
I really adore it because it's amazing how you can transform a home, and it's the opposite of interior decorating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Explain that. My son's an interior designer.
Well, if you think about it, when you hire
1 minute, sorry.
a designer or a decorator, they're coming in to make your home what you want it to be. We are going to take that home and make it what the market wants.
Oh, nice distinction.
So just remember, if you're looking to sell your home, please contact a realtor. Don't try and do it on your own. There's too much to lose. Declutter, clean, put your stuff in boxes, and make it so that the market will walk in and want to buy it, regardless of their age.
Nice set. Okay, so don't forget, Lisa Connor, Flemington, New Jersey, Weichert Flemington office. Don't hesitate to call her if you're thinking about having your home for sale or for buying it, or if you're going to open house. I am Jeanne Murphy. This show is called I Love New Jersey. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being on the show.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day, and stay tuned 3 o'clock for Talented People.
This is Tony Clark, paraplanner at Patton Heidi & Associates. Americans believe they should be in charge of their own future, how they will live tomorrow. Since 1894, Ameriprise Financial has